You are very welcome back to the programme. Now, in recent years, cosmetic procedures like fillers and Botox have become increasingly sought after, with more and more people getting them done. But while the demand has rocketed, there has been no corresponding growth in the regulation of the sector. So what kind of problems are now being seen? Well, I'm joined by Rosemary Coleman, a consultant dermatologist. Rosemary, thank you very much for coming into us this morning.
Thank you for inviting me.
First off, can you quantify the kind of increase in interest in these cosmetic procedures? How many people are looking for them now?
It's hard to quantify exactly, but it is a multi-billion-dollar industry worldwide, and it's on the increase despite the recession.
Here in Ireland?
Throughout the world, and in Ireland, indeed.
And I suppose a multi-billion industry, with that kind of money, all kinds of people are getting involved in this.
Exactly right.
So who is providing? I mean, we're talking things like fillers and Botox, I suppose, primarily, are we? These are injectables. But who's doing it here in Ireland?
Well, they're certainly the most popular treatments. And who's doing it? Well, the people who should be doing it are fully qualified doctors, preferably dermatologists, but there are far too few of us to go around, and I understand that. The big problem is that people are pretending they have qualifications that they don't. And the public has been inundated by advertising, websites, Groupons, and all these special deals of everybody saying they have an interest in dermatology. Now, having an interest in dermatology does not make you a dermatologist. So the patient often feels that they are getting treated by a qualified individual, which is not the case. And it's not been regulated. So while the Medical Council's website is very user-friendly, and it is very easy for any member of the public to go online and to see if the doctor they're going to go to is a specialist, they don't. And the trouble is, it's not been enforced.
OK, well, listen, let's take a look at some pictures that we have here of what can go wrong. OK, what's happened here?
Somebody had a filler injected here, and one of two things has happened. Either they've had an allergic reaction, or this could also represent a condition called sarcoidosis, which happens to be very common in Ireland, occurring at the site of the filler. So unless the person...
Look at this one here now,
this is the most serious complication of a filler, and this is the one that worries me most, because this person had a filler injected into the glabellar area, which is between the eyebrows, where there's a superficial blood vessel, and the blood vessel was either blocked or compressed.
I'm just going to take you on here.
And
that's the
end result. Now, for that other lady, her entire central forehead will become necrosed and gangrenous, like the tip of this person's nose.
That's gangrene due to a filler?
That's tissue death, which is the same. And it's tissue death, and that will result in a scar and will have to be corrected by plastic surgery. And the big problem is that if people don't know the anatomy, and with all due respect, I don't believe beauty therapists get 2 years of anatomy training like we do. If they don't know the anatomy, they don't know where to avoid, and indeed everybody is different. And more importantly, if something does go wrong, they're not in a position to actually fix it, because they're not licensed to inject the drugs that could dissolve out that filler urgently if you recognise that this is happening. So there are treatments which we can do if we spot it very quickly. But if you don't know what you don't know, how are you going to recognise it?
OK, so two key problems in that. One, they don't know where they're putting it in the first place. They don't know the anatomy. And two, they don't know how to reverse it. I suppose a lot of people watching would say, now, listen, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. You, as a dermatologist or representing dermatologists, you want to keep that industry for yourselves. You don't want to let other practitioners in. So you would say this.
Well, and I can understand your perspective. As it turns out, from where I'm sitting, I'm 23 years in dermatology. I have a year's waiting list. I couldn't possibly meet all the needs out there. I would just like the public to be protected, because I get phone calls many Monday mornings to the secretary saying she has to see me today. My face has been burnt by a laser. I've dreadful lumps. I've had an awful reaction. I don't know what's going on, and I can't actually see all these people on a Monday morning to fix it.
Really? So every week you're getting these calls?
At least twice a month, on a Monday morning in particular. I don't know what happens over the weekend, but everybody seems to go out, use their special deals, and run into trouble with unqualified people doing treatments that they shouldn't be doing. OK. With no training.
So an area that needs to be looked at. Rosemary Coleman, thank you very much indeed for coming in this morning.